And welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Now we have a 2003 BMW X5 and the heater blower is constantly running. Now it's constantly running where even if he turns the ignition off and the keys are out. So what he did is he Googled it. Google said it was the heater control relay, which lives underneath here, and you can see everything's kind of ripped out. And he put that in and it didn't work. So he brought it down to me. So we've got to now figure out what is going on. And there's a few clues. This is their old unit. And they do give problems on these. And this is the box that he got with the new unit. Now it's a aftermarket part, which with these BMWs isn't necessarily great. Denso is the original manufacturer of the BMW part, because you can see this one is an original. Oh, focus, it's not gonna focus. Anyway, so but when I saw this box doesn't look new. Now the way they stopped it is they pulled the 50 amp fuse out of the fuse box, and that's what's actually stopping the fan from going now. So what I'll do is I'm going to put the fuse back in and we're going to see what's going on. But when I see something like this, I don't like it, because this normally indicates that someone's had this from the manufacturers and they've given it back. Why have they given it back? Did they do a misdiagnosis and thought it was something else? Or did they put it back because they blew it up and they thought it was something else? And what I mean by that is, these BMWs, they do have a lot of problems. The motor gives problems, the motor can seize. And when the motor seizes, too much amps go through this and blow this sky high. So, again, I'm only guessing, but the original person that brought this, I'm guessing maybe had a problem with his fan. Let's say his fan seized. He then maybe Googled it. Google then said, oh yeah, this is your problem. And he put that in and it blew it up. But he didn't know he blew it up. It still doesn't work. So he's thinking, well, I'm going to take this back because I spent too much money on this. Obviously, I've got a fan problem. And his fan actually blew this up. So, yeah. This is a new spurious part, but it doesn't look new. I don't like this. So let's get everything back in. Let's get the fan kicking over and let's see exactly what's going on. Sorted. Right, fan is switched off, ignition is off, keys are there, but yet the fans are blowing. Hopefully you can hear that. So, like I said, just because parts are new doesn't mean they're good. I've always said it. This might not be a faulty new part. This could be whoever had this part originally, which I kind of think more unlikely. But one thing I want to do first is down here, you can just see it there, yeah? What I want to do first is, with everything switched on, I want to physically take this out. There we go. Now, the fans stop. That's a good thing. What I also want to do is I'm going to scope this to see if we've got control. We should have a small thin wire for control. Where are we looking? Come on. There's no room. There we go, look. See that little blue wire there? You see all them really thick wires and that little blue wire, that's going to be our control wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if we've got control from the actual knob here. And so if we've got control from there, we then know that the new unit is faulty. So let me hook up. I'm going to use a scope, but I'm just going to use this, which is a 2-channel scope, but also a multimeter. So you don't, in this particular case, you don't need a multimeter. I'm going to show you that you don't need a multimeter, but I'll also scope it just for shits and giggles. And we can actually see what's going on in there. Sorted. I've got one of my leads on the control wire, you can see there. Got my multimeter on and my ignition is on, which is important. But the heater now should technically be off. So what I want to do is I want to turn this knob and see if there's a reaction. That's what she said. So I want to see if we've got control. If I turn this knob and we've got control, then I know that obviously our heater, our fan is working because you can hear it, and our control is working, so we definitely know we got an issue with that, with the heater resistor. So, moment of truth. Oh, nice. Now we've gone to 2.4 volts, 3 volts. Interestingly, let's see how many counts this multimeter is. It's maybe a 400 count, is it? Yeah, 400 counts. Now we're 4.5 volts. And it's interesting, you can see we've only got 2 digits after the point now. I'll go into that in another video. Anyway. Yeah, 5 volts. 8 volts. Yeah. So unfortunately, that new one he brought, I'm guessing someone has blown that up essentially. Let me just turn all this off because it's annoying. This is why I say OEM parts, especially like this, look at the difference. This is the original part. This is the aftermarket part. I mean, they're so much thinner than fins, and that's what cools the actual resistor down. Yeah, I mean, it weighs a third of this. It's just, and it feels terrible. You can, I mean, this is already bent, look. Not that that's making the difference, but look, I can just bend that. You're not going to be able to bend this. No. Aftermarket rubbish, unfortunately. You're better off with a second-hand original than something like this. So yeah, unfortunately, the new part he got is just useless. I mean, even the cooling side of it. Look at the cooling side of it. I mean, it's you know, it's 2 of my fingers more, and that's more cooling. So yeah, unfortunately, this one is just no good. I'm going to have to tell him to get another one of these, a genuine one, and then he's going to be good to go. Sorted. Look, ignition on. No more heater motor blowing. I've got my I didn't put the I didn't turn it onto the oscilloscope, but I'll do it now. But watch this with the new one on. Boom. You can see drawing a hell of a lot less. That other one was just shorted internally. So this one is drawing hardly any. The initial switch on is quite high, but then it goes down. Lovely. This is why, unfortunately, you know, when it comes to sensors and stuff like that, genuine parts, I know they're more expensive, but they normally are better. And let's just get some oscilloscope action going. So as you can see, look at that, ramps up nicely, should flatten out then, which it does, and goes down. Yeah, so again, ramps up nicely, flattens off, you'll see it in the next screen, and then comes down. There we go. So just let for that to clear. This is the problem with the small scopes, you don't have a big screen, but perfect. Sorted. So there we go. I know sometimes, believe me, you're trying to save money, and I can assure you I'm with you all the way, and aftermarket parts are so much cheaper, but there is a reason why, and as you can see just from the way it's made, it's a huge reason. So you could go through loads of these, and by the time you've gone through a couple of these, you would have brought a genuine one. So take it as you want. Do obviously what you want, in the sense of aftermarket or, you know, OEM. I can only advise people to go OEM with sensors and stuff like that, because I've just seen too many issues like this. And you know, people change this and it doesn't work, then they start changing the fans, and before you know it, you've changed hundreds of pounds worth of parts where it would have been so much cheaper just to get the original part in the first place. But people don't see that. They think they're saving money initially, and they don't see the bigger picture. So take it as you want, do what you want, and I can only advise you. So look, hope it helps. hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it actually shows, you know, aftermarket to genuine parts. And as always, links up here, links down below, but most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted.